two leaders were set to hold a joint press conference later in the day. Schools visit comes days after meetings between them and other European leaders in Copenhagen in two summits focused on security, defense and war in Ukraine. The meetings followed drones incidents in Danish airports and military bases in the past week. Mysterious drone flights over the airspace of European Union member countries alarmed the public and elected officials. Intrusions into NATO's airspace, some of them blamed on Russia, reached an unprecedented scale last month. Some European officials described the incident as Moscow's testing NATO's response, which raised questions about how prepared the alliance is against Russia. On September 10th, a swarm of Russian drones flew over Poland's airspace, forcing NATO's aircraft to scramble to intercept them and shut down some of the devices. It was the first direct encounter between NATO and Moscow since Russia launched its all-out war on Ukraine on February 24, 2022. Days later, NATO jets escorted 3 Russian warplanes out of Estonia's airspace. Flyovers have occurred near airports, military installations and critical infrastructure, among other locations elsewhere on the continent, and prompted European defense ministers to agree to develop a drone wall along their borders to better dictate, track and intercept drones violating Europe's airspace. Russia has been blamed for some of them, but denies that anything was done on purpose and that it played a role. Since then, Russia has launched drones, missiles and guided aerial bombs across Ukraine, killing 4 people in a major nighttime attack on Sunday that Ukrainian officials said targeted civilian infrastructure. Moscow fired 53 ballistic and cruise missiles and 496 drones. Ukraine's Air Force said Zelenskyy reported that 9 regions were targeted. 4 people, including a 15-year-old, died in a combined drone and missile strike on Lviv, according to regional officials and Ukraine's emergency services. It was the largest aerial assault on the historic western city and surrounding region since Russia's full-scale invasion on February 24, 2022, according to Mayam Kozovsky, head of local military administration. Earlier in war, Lviv was seen as a haven for the fighting and destruction further in east. In a telegram message, Kozovsky said Russia launched about 140 Sahad drones and 23 ballistic missiles across the region. At least 6 more people were injured, according to the statement by Ukrainian police force.